All right. Good morning, everybody. So thank you for joining us today for the first day of our two-day workshop. I wanted to start by first introducing you to our Quantitative Biosciences graduate program, or QBios as we like to call it. This program is co-directed by Will Ratcliffe and Joshua Weitz, and so I'm the Associate Director of QBios. So QBios is an interdisciplinary PhD program, so it's based in the Georgia Tech College of Sciences. So we accept about 7 to 10 students per year, each one who has a home school within the College of Sciences, but otherwise they participate in a common curriculum in quantitative biosciences. And so our mission really is to educate students advancing research in the area of quantitative biosciences, enabling the discovery of scientific principles underlying dynamic structure and function of living systems. And so here's the team, so to speak. As I mentioned, so Will Ratcliffe and Joshua Weitz are the co-directors, Joshua being the founder of the program, now almost a decade ago when it started. And I'm the associate director, and then Lisa Redding is the program coordinator. So really, though, we are not just a few of us, it's actually more than 60 faculty spread across the entire Georgia Tech College of Sciences, so including home schools in, for example, biological sciences, chemistry and biochemistry, earth and atmospheric sciences, mathematics, physics, and psychology. Okay, so what are we, big picture overview. So we are trying to instill a certain set of values in QBios, namely that progress in biosciences really begins with principles, which are increasingly quantitative. And therefore, this requires rigorous training in mathematics, physical analysis, simulation, and algorithms. And looking forward, we want to really develop a group of students and graduates who can then take this way of thinking and these tools into biosciences, both in academia and in industry. Okay, so I mentioned it's almost a decade now effort, although the first cohort of QBios students matriculated actually now about 5 years ago in 2016. Our second cohort in 2017, then third in 2018, fourth in 2019, and now we have our fifth this year who are actually helped develop this workshop, or really they developed the workshop that you're going to do in the next couple of days. And then we have our sixth one coming in the fall. And now some of our first cohort are starting to graduate. So it's really a student-centered program and really covers a wide range of research, anywhere from how a moth controls its wings to say how proteins are predicting post-translational modifications of proteins, and as well as, for example, combining phage and antibiotics to fight bacterial infections. So again, it's really student-centered community with a range of great research. Just showing a few of our awardees for research, but also focused on service as well to the community, and we give awards for that as well. And then as well as getting our students often go on to get external awards as well. Okay, so with that brief introduction, I'd like to hand it over to Joshua now to introduce the workshop. So Joshua, go ahead.
Yep, terrific. JC, thank you so much for that introduction to the program. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Wonderful. So for all those out there, this is a Blue Jeans event, which means that we're talking to you. We can't actually hear you as such, but you can write questions, say hello in the chat. Throughout the course of this workshop, you'll have a lot of opportunities really to have direct small group interactions using a different format. And we also welcome all those who will be joining us soon at 9 a.m. to hear our plenary lecture. So what I'm going to try to do is really give all of you who are going to be working with us in the next 2 days an overview of what's going on. And as you can see, it's really going to be bookended by these plenary lectures, first by Sarah Kobe from University of Chicago, and then by Sam Scarpino at Northeastern University. And in between, you are going to be doing the work facilitated by us, and that's really facilitated by the fall 2022 BIOS PhD cohort, as well as our guest instructors. And I also want to make sure to give thanks to the Bros Welcome Fund, whose support earlier in the year really has made this event possible. So just to go over, you've met JC. I'm Joshua Weitz, founding director in the School of Biological Sciences. But the folks who really did the work, hard work going in to make this possible are listed in the upper right: Lin Jin, Tucker Lancaster, Aaron Fennig, Aradhya Rajanala, Ethan Wold, Leah Wood, with the help of Dr. Jessica Irons and Audra Davidson. And they've put together all the coordination and materials development logistics that has made this possible. Through the course of this workshop, you're going to learn hands-on approaches to model living systems, specifically epidemic systems, but we're also going to add a new feature this year. We've done a workshop like this over the past 4 to 5 years, and in doing so, we focused at different scales of life. But given the ways that that COVID-19 has impacted our understanding of epidemics, and also the way that modeling has started to impact responses, we've added a new initiative this year with the help of Dr. Lavanya Rishishwar and Dr. Arun Chanda, both affiliated with the Applied Bioinformatics Laboratory. And tomorrow, they're going to give you a hands-on demo of how you actually move from these models into an interactive dashboard. The guest instructors who've made this possible are listed here. One of our objectives has been to bring the material to you. And to do that, we asked in advance of these registrations what language you prefer, and also what level do you feel that if you were to self-assign your proficiency, whether from beginner or maybe even no experience, intermediate or proficient. So we've broken up groups both by language and by language proficiency to try to bring cohorts together that can have productive interactions. And that was only made possible by this volunteer effort of many folks, both within QBIOS as well as research scientists here at Georgia Tech, and even one alum of my group who's now over at the Harvard School of Public Health. So thank you to all the guest instructors for their work to make this possible. As JC already noted, we have a PhD in Quantitative Biosciences that was founded in 2015. The work was going on well before that, with our first class matriculating in fall 2016. And from the very outset, one of the core features of this program is a long-form required course, Foundations in Quantitative Bioscience. It's been offered every year since we started, 3 hours of lecture every week and 3 hours of computational lab. And there is a textbook and lab guides that I've developed, with the lab guides developed jointly with some of our students. If you have interest in that, whether on the development or reading side, feel free to ping me. This will again be offered in fall 2021. As you can gather from these images, we really try to use this course as an opportunity to span multiple scales of life. And in doing so, teach methods for quantitative reasoning. How do you reason given uncertainty about living systems? And also teach computational techniques. How do you translate concepts and principles into action to directly engage with data to try to advance discovery? And to do that, we actually have to give the students increased computational tool sets. And this class is really the basis for this short form 2-day workshop that you're going to be experiencing today and tomorrow. The objective of this class is to teach students how to reason quantitatively in the biosciences given uncertainty. And this may be uncertainty in mechanism, rates, and reliability of measurements, anywhere from molecules to organisms to ecosystems. And the other message that I want to relay is that we try to instill in the students, and I want to relay and instill in all of you, is that you can do it. So that's why we've really tried to focus this day and tomorrow around hands-on work that you're going to be doing, taking these principles that Sarah and Sam will be sharing with us, but really putting them into action in terms of building models that are a few steps away from the kind of models that you see in the literature, which is not only in the conceptual theoretical literature, but really in this applied work trying to inform improved mitigation and response efforts. So what are we going to do? You all can access the schedule at workshop2021.qbios.gatech.edu. And as you can see, there's 2 days of activities, some of which are open to all. These plenary lectures coming up this morning's by Sarah Kobe. Tomorrow morning, I'll also give more of a technical lecture that will help inform the stochastic modeling workshop. There'll be an applied bioinformatics laboratory demo on dashboards, and then tomorrow there'll be a closing plenary. But what's going to happen next? Well, once I'm done, and I'm nearly done, there's going to be a plenary lecture and Q&A with Professor Sarah Kobe from the University of Chicago. Then there'll be a short break, and then you will go, for those of you who've registered and are participating in the full hands-on components, breakout rooms. Each of you have these individualized links that have already been emailed to you, where our team of QBIOS and guest instructors will guide these hands-on modeling activities. There will be 3 such small group interactive sessions today in the morning. For those of you with more basic levels or maybe even no experience in coding, we will have an introduction to coding in your particular language. For those with more advanced experience, you'll do a little bit of that and then prioritize some journal club interactions. Today in the afternoon, we'll then take those skills and actually begin to model epidemics, at least from the deterministic component. And then tomorrow in the morning, you'll learn how to do similar things, but from stochastic models. And again, each group is working in one language only, either MATLAB, Python, or R. All of the materials are available online, and that's true even for those of you just joining us for these plenaries. And the point of having them in the form of PDFs, we have a student version of them, and we will give you, don't worry, we'll give you the answers before you leave at the end of this workshop. But the reason why we've given you these in the form of PDFs is that you should read the guides. Read the code, think about them, type in the code, and you're going to learn from your purposeful, probably mistakes that you'll make, and that's fine. And then you'll begin to build your own epidemic models and hopefully discover some new insights along the way. And really, it's you typing, you doing this sort of hands-on work that's going to deepen your understanding.